As promised, what I'm about to show you is something that has never been seen before other than by the eyes who created it, that's me, and the eyes of those who manufactured it. I'll tell you who that is as well as we get right into it, and let's explore! I want to thank Summit Metals for sponsoring the channel. And they have not seen this either, but if you want to experience great customer service, check out summitmetals.com. Now, what I'm about to show you here lies inside of this box. And some of you may remember seeing this box on my full gold stack video. And I believe I actually showed two boxes. I'll save the other one for another special occasion. But what's inside of this box is truly special indeed. But there's something else I want to show you before we get there, because I made a promise to you in that full stack video that once I reached 100,000 subscribers, I would show you what's in that box. And I want to thank all of you who have subscribed to my channel in the last couple of weeks, months, years, and even a decade or more. There's few of you that are here that have been following this channel for over a decade. I can probably name the few on my hand who have been here through over 10 years. Most of my viewers are relatively new, but I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to subscribe to the channel. Now, there's some that may be watching that aren't subscribed, and I encourage you to do so because I do provide daily content. I'm the most active channel in the precious metals community, and just know that it is really inspired by you, the viewer. My audience is amazing. You provide a lot of valuable information that really inspires me to press on, as well as to produce content. Many videos have been inspired by you and some of your comments. So with that being said, it is now finally official. I did finally get the YouTube play button, as what they call it. It's an award for passing 100,000 subscribers. It took a long time and over 8,300 videos to get here. Yes, indeed. But nonetheless, here we are. It actually happened much sooner than I expected. I think that's in part and parcel to what has been going on in the market recently, with gold and silver prices reaching highs that we've not seen in over 14 years for silver and ever before with gold. So it's quite intriguing indeed. So this plaque is actually much smaller than what it was just a few years ago, but I'm fine with that. That's pretty good quality, and so that's that. Now I'm going to actually take this out of the way, because that's not what you came here for. What you're here for is to see what is inside of this box right here. Now, before I show you this, I'm going to give you a little background on it. This was created years ago, long before I started this YouTube channel. I've had a fascination with precious metals for a long time, and I've also liked coin and round design as well. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to create my own rounds, and that's exactly what I did. And that's what I'm going to show you here, is these rounds that I have created. And but they were designs that I did in AutoCAD at the time, and I was trying to find a mint that would produce them in a manner and a way that to my specifications, of which now that mint will no longer do some of the specifications that they did before for me. And I think that's part and parcel to some of the constraints that I put on them. It actually was not an easy project for them, and I'll get into that when I show you these. But let's take out the outer sleeve, because I was able to buy a box for these. And there's one piece in here that is one of one. There's no others that are out there. There's several pieces in here, and they are not coins. They're obviously rounds. And by the way, just as a preface here, it is strictly a design piece. And that design carries through all the different metals on here. metals, that's right. There's several different metals here. And if only I could have had them done in platinum and palladium, it would have been nice. But here we go. Without further ado, there they are. Yes, indeed. I've been wanting to show these for a long time. Wanted to find a special occasion. And right here, this is the special occasion, indeed. These are done on smaller diameter rounds here, about the size, diameter, I've not measured them specifically, about the same diameter as the old school Libertads. in 1 ounce size for most of these pieces. And of course, the silver really being the brunt of it. But this is the copper piece, and it is just a CAD drawing that I had done and made specifically with this design, which is kind of a cool symmetrical design on the obverse and reverse. And you can kind of pick and choose which one is going to be which. But just kind of an interesting design element here that I put together, and you're the first to see it outside of myself and the people who created it. In fact, there's no one in my immediate circle that would have any interest in this type of stuff, including family and friends, so they've not seen any of this stuff either. So this is something that is quite unique amongst those of types of rounds and things like that out there. Now, I did not mark these because it's the same design for every metal. That is pure 999 copper. Now, the next metal I'm going to show you is copper nickel. That's right. This is or nickel silver, rather nickel silver, I guess you would call this. And as you can see, it almost kind of looks like platinum, but it is indeed just nickel silver. But you can see how it looks different there. But the design really kind of pops out a little bit more here. It is a proof-like quality is what this is. And the next one is going to be brass. That's right. Brass indeed is the other metal that has a kind of a gold appearance to it, but it is not gold. And so there that is, and we may test that theory here in a moment. But this is the other one, the other metal that I decided to get because this company does brass as well. Then we have the silver one, silver being the most reflective metal on the periodic table. You can really see the design really pops for this one. Really cool indeed. And so there it is in 999 fine silver. Indeed, and we might test that as well, but you can see the design elements really pop out on that piece. And so there it is, and we're going to show this at the Certificate of Authenticity, minted by Silvertown. That's right. And so these dies were struck, and a little bit cheaper because they're 2D dies, but still fairly expensive to get something like this made. But I always wanted something of my own creation and design elements, something simple, but that kind of pops out, and no words, just a design that really carries no special meaning other than just it kind of looks cool. At least it looked cool in my mind as I drew it out, kind of randomly in AutoCAD, and that's exactly what that is. Now I'm going to be careful here and pull this one out of the capsule to show you how thick this is, because this is indeed 1 ounce fine silver. And 3/9 fine silver. There you can see it's a pretty thick, smooth edge. A little bit of finning on it, which I don't like, but hey, for the cost and everything that I put into it, it looks pretty nice, and they did a good job. The frosting is pretty consistent. There's no, imperfections or too much imperfections in it. It is proof-like and not actual proof. There is a difference between the two in the quality. Because sometimes dust can get on the dies and the like, but that's something that was done. And I think I had these done in about 2006, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the thickness of that. Now, the last piece I'm going to show you here is the unique, one of a kind. Now, I had several of the silvers made, and the capsule does not fit on there very well, but had several of the silvers made, but I only could afford to do one of the gold. And here is the gold. Very, very cool. And you see, it almost looks hazy. I take the capsule off of it. It looks a little better, but it almost kind of has sort of a hazy look to it. But I don't take it out very often, but let's take it out of the capsule as well. Boy, that's really heavy. And as you can see, it is the same size, same thickness as the silver. How can this be? Because gold is about twice as dense. It's about twice as dense as a silver, almost, not quite, but there it is. So a little bit of haze on there. I kind of don't understand that, but maybe I'll find a way to. I don't know. I guess I could probably put it in the baking soda and tin foil. Maybe that'll get it off of there and see. But nonetheless, the silver gold does spot. But let me put this back in here. I'll show you the Certificate of Authenticity. Because this is not 1 ounce of gold. No, it is not. it is indeed 1.6 ounces of gold, which, it should be, in a sense, really, in theory, that should be 2 ounces of gold. But maybe, just maybe, I've not checked this in a while, maybe this is not quite an ounce for the silver. I don't know. Maybe we'll weigh this as well. We'll do that because we're going to spend a little time with these here, because this is something that I've been teasing for quite a while. But first, let's test the authenticity of the pieces first. The gold and silver. I don't think we're going to care about the copper. Let's see here. I've got the precious metals verifier here. So let's get this thing going. And let us do the gold first. There we go. And thankfully, I think with this thing, we can test right through the plastic. And there you can see the gold does show up legit. It's too legit to quit. So it's going to keep going. It's going to continue to stay gold. So that's good. Let's just test the other side just to make sure. Yep, it is indeed gold. So there that is. We know that's genuine. It's a genuine article. Now we're going to select the different metal. We're going to select silver now. Let's get here. Oh, we got to go this way. And let's do 3 nines fine silver. Let's do that. We can also keep that within the capsule to make that work. We put that in there, and indeed it is a 3 nines fine silver. So that's good. We're in the clear on that. They did not do us wrong. Silvertown Mint didn't do this, and it was quite a challenge for them to do these little smaller size and thicker planchets. And they said no more after this order. And by the way, this is not my first rodeo with the Silvertown Mint in a design. And I've done something else back in 2001, which I had to be very, very clever if I show you those. I would literally have to get 1 million subscribers to show you those, which I don't see happening. But hey, stranger things have happened, and if that does come the case, then I would show those in a separate I have a separate box with those designs. But there's various particular reasons why I have to be very careful with how I show those. But nonetheless, so we know those are genuine. So let us now transition back. Let me just pull the case out again. Nice presentation case. This set is one of a kind, and it is remarkable to see that. And, I have not pulled these out in quite a while. I haven't had them in deep storage, but, they weren't included in my full gold stack and full silver stack, but obviously it does add a little bit more weight to the stack, as it were. But now, let's just test the weight, because I am actually, it's been so long since I've seen these, I'm not actually sure exactly how much the silver weighs. And it says 1 ounce, but it seems like that gold should be double the weight of silver, right? Almost double the weight. So let me get over here and do the troy ounces. I think we've got it set to that. And let's tear it out. The scale and the way I'm doing this is not the, obviously it's not the most ideal of conditions to weigh, but let's do the silver. Pull that out. Of course, I've got to take it out of the capsule in order to actually get it in there. I've got to be careful because I don't have too many of these struck, and I don't want to... Nope, it is not a full ounce, but I know I do have full ounces of these made. That's 0.86 ounces, and I think the reason why I put that in there is because these capsules do not fit very well over the other ones, and so I may need to... So that one was a little thicker. I do remember that, but I did have some made at the same size as the other one, so that is not quite a full ounce. But I did have some made, hence why the certificate. So 0.86. That means that this 1.6 would be double the about double the density. So this is the gold. Let's see if it is indeed 1.6 ounces. 1.58. So very, very close. They round up, but that's close enough. 1.58 ounces. So there it is. Of 3 nines fine pure gold, 24 karat gold there. So there you have it. All right. Well, that is it, folks. That is what, I don't know. That might be anticlimactic. Maybe you're expecting something a little bit more fancy. I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed it, but it is my own creation. Long before I started this channel, And I just wanted to show something that has never been seen before by human eyes, and that's what this set is about, as promised when I reached 100,000 subscribers. So I hope you enjoyed. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.